What's up, guys? It's Techno Viking 23 coming to you with another episode of my old school gaming Friday. It is Friday, thankfully. It's time for the weekend, and if you're in the US this weekend, it is a special holiday, 4th of July. So hopefully some of you guys got Friday off, either from work or school or from whatever, and you're having a very enjoyable day today. And I know we've missed the last few Fridays. I actually went out of town. And then if you guys have been watching some of my other videos recently, you know that I've been pretty sick lately. So finally seemed to be over my little sinus problem I had. Weirdest thing ever. I actually went to the beach. It was in the 90s. And then on the airplane ride home, I don't know, I must have got something from somebody because I just got sick as a dog the day I got back from the beach. I guess maybe it was the humidity, the climate, I don't know. But I was out for about a week. My sinuses were just terrible. Voice was horrible, just really, really awful, really tired, really sluggish. But thankfully, I appear to be getting over that, and I think I'm getting back to normal. So I figured it's been a couple days since I made a video. It feels like forever, but I figured I would jump right back in and get back into my old school gaming Friday series. Now, last time we did a little bit of old school Halo Combat Evolved. Today I'm going to be doing some Mass Effect. And I know I'm doing a Let's Play series on the original Mass Effect. I'm going to try to replay through the trilogy once more. I'm also doing multiplayer guides for Mass Effect 3 because I've noticed a lot of new players coming into playing Mass Effect, which is great, especially with the announcement of the Mass Effect Andromeda at E3, where we can all start getting excited about another Mass Effect game, even though we're probably not going to see anything on it till 2016. But anyways, today what we're actually going to be doing, I'm going to be playing some DLC from the original Mass Effect. Now, this game came out back in 2007, 2008. So we're talking about back in the day before DLC was like required and mandatory for most of your games. This is back when DLC still wasn't a huge thing. And most of the time when you had DLC with a game, it really did help to enhance the game and overall make the game a lot better. So what we're actually going to be doing today is playing one of the DLCs that actually came out with the original Mass Effect. Now, there were only two DLC pieces that released with this game, and one was the Pinnacle Station, which is actually like a combat simulator you can do. There's a couple of achievements that go with that. It helps you. You can use it to level up too. A little bit of it. There's some challenge modes and things. It's basically, like I said, pretty much just a combat simulator. But the one we were going to do here is actually, it's called Bringing Down the Sky. This is with Asteroid X57, which is in the Asgard part of the Exodus cluster. And what we're going to do here is we're actually going to jump in. There's just a separate DLC piece that they added into this game after it had come out. And this is a whole new, it's basically a standalone mission. I don't think there's a level requirement for running it. I'm actually going to be running this. I'm this playthrough I'm on now. I haven't even gotten Liara yet, so I'm actually saving that for another Let's Play episode. But for the purpose on here, I'm actually using Ashley and Caden, because I'm still trying to work on getting the squad achievements.
Shepard, this is Admiral Hackett from Alliance Command. We've got a situation here, and you're the only one that can handle it.
What do you need, Admiral?
So I believe here we're getting the initial
Where we test weapons and technology in live fire simulations.
Admiral Hackett.
One of the VIs we use to simulate enemy tactics in the drills is no longer responding to our override commands.
Just get through this here.
How many casualties so far?
17 Marines were killed in the simulation exercises.
This is one of the things in Mass Effect that got kind of annoying after you play through a few times. It seems like every time you travel to a new system, Admiral Hackett jumps on the comm and wants you to go pick up his dirty laundry or feed his fish or walk his dog or do whatever else, just constantly running errands for everybody besides yourself.
It's not self-aware, and it's completely disengaged from any networks. That's where you come in. We need you to fight your way through the
This is
training ground.
taking a while. Come on, man.
Manually disable it.
Don't worry, Admiral. I'll take that.
Yeah, we'll do it, Hackett. Just relax. We'll get to it eventually. That's one of the things when I go back and do my Let's Play videos. I'm not going to make you guys watch all the side missions. We're just going to basically be doing the main campaign missions to get through to the end. This is actually, I'm trying to get to level 60 with this playthrough. I actually haven't gotten to level 60 yet with this character. Or actually on the first Mass Effect, so. Alright, so we're going to go to Asteroid 57, or X57. got X57 is a metallic asteroid located at the trailing Lagrange point of the gas giant Bohr. With increased development of Terra Nova, a new orbital port facility was necessary. Due to a shortage of funding, it was decided to mine out X57, using the recovered resources to finish out the interior for habitation. Asteroid was decelerated from Bohr's orbit using fusion torches, allowing it to fall into the orbit of Terra Nova. Sounds kind of dangerous, but hey, I guess they have the tech. Recently, communications with the engineering team have been lost. The fusion torches have reignited and the asteroid is accelerating towards Terra Nova. That doesn't sound very good. And just a little backstory on this, we'll see here in a minute. Basically what happened here is a group of Batarian terrorists, damn those Batarians, have basically taken the asteroid and they are trying to crash it into Terra Nova. They're basically going to smash it into the planet, which Terra Nova in Mass Effect is actually like an Earth-like planet that humanity found and colonized. So they're going to try to smash it into the planet and destroy everything. So basically we have Mass Effect Armageddon. We're just missing Bruce Willis and his team of drillers. Great sci-fi movie, by the way. It's completely goofy and not the least bit realistic, but one of my favorite films. If you guys haven't seen Armageddon, I would suggest pulling it up on Netflix. So here, though, thankfully, I think we have a little bit more time, and we're going to hopefully be able to get this asteroid back on course. And we get to drive the lovable Mako. I don't think we've seen the Mako yet in my videos, so here we go. I don't even know if I can remember how to drive this damn thing. So let me see. Okay, looks like we got the gun. We got our cannon, our main cannon there. Got our thrusters. This is like my. It's one of the funny things about Mass Effect. You either love or hate the Mako, or you just love it while you hate it. It's one of those things. All right, so we got the transmission tower. We've got 3 fusion torches we have to shut down initially to stop the movement of the asteroid, and then we get to go in and basically try to save the day. So let's see here. We got a question mark over here. Let's go see what this is. We'll go check this out. I apologize, guys. My driving is probably going to be atrocious because it's been a long time since I've driven the Mako. All right, so we got a little outpost here. Oh, no, I don't want to do that. Okay, it's B. I was trying to remember how to get out of the Mako. And what weapon am I using? I got pistol. Now, one of the nice things about running this mission is you actually did get quite a bit of good weapons and equipment while doing this. This is still when we got text windows on the screen instead of audio. Central transmission towers on the Fritz. Okay, we'll probably have to go check that out. So we got an update on the area map. But even though this is an older game, I mean, this still has pretty solid graphics. I mean, this is a really nice, you got kind of a nice view here of Terra Nova as we hurtle towards it on this asteroid. All right, so let's jump back in the Mako as we try to drive unsuccessfully here. All right, the thing that was great about the Mako, though, is this thing is practically indestructible. There's really nothing that can destroy it, save for a Thresher Maw, or unless you just get continually shot at. But this thing was really just, I mean, it's a tank, but it's just as indestructible as the Warthog in the first Halo game. All right, I can see we got some enemies coming up here. Let's see, do we want to go up and check this? Go check out this point of interest. We need to go turn off these fusion torches, which are basically propelling the asteroid toward the colony, but there's something up on top here we need to go check for. Come on, Mako, you can do it. You can get up the hill. It's the ultimate SUV. top. All right. So this actually give us a nice, you see a real nice view here. So we can repair the transmitter tower. Let's see, we'll just go ahead and bypass the Omnigel. Take the cheap way out. Survey stations are now on the map. That's good. All right, I wonder. So we got to take out. Looks like there's something over there. Okay, that's one of the survey stations. I'm trying to see if there's any enemies. I think we're just going to have to go down and do this the hard way with the Mako. Alright, so we're going to head on down here. We're going to take out these missile pods, and then hopefully get in to take out this fusion torch. So this is going pretty smooth. We just got to get rid of these dodge these rockets. And this is made a little bit more difficult because it's very difficult to aim the Mako's main cannon. Let's see, we got a couple more here. We got to take these out. See there, my aim is even when you miss though. Thankfully, with the Mako, it's like this cannon is super powerful. Well, we gotta take these turrets out. One more up there. Yeah. Let's see how good our aim is. There we go. Got it. Alright, so I think we get out here. We're gonna jump in this door. I'm sure we're going to get a nice warm welcome inside here by some of these guys. Oh, I forgot about loading screens. Yeah, I keep forgetting these older games. You get the loading screens and the autosaves and things like that. So let's see if we've got anything in this room. Doesn't look like it. Ah, Batarians, the scum and villainy of the Mass Effect universe. One thing about Mass Effect, I mean, of course, playing all these years later, it's a lot different. But I would really love it if they did a remake. For a lot of the next gen, they're doing a lot of remakes on the next gen consoles now. This is one game. As much as I'm not a huge fan of remakes, I think they're a little bit lazy. But it's like I really wish they would do a remake of the Mass Effect trilogy on next gen, sort of like they did with Master Chief Collection. Even though that had some problems, of course, as I've documented in several videos, but I wish they would do a Mass Effect trilogy remake, and I really wish they would do at least the first game, bring the graphics up to speed, and also give it a combat system from either Mass Effect 2 or 3. Because I know this came out, this was more of a true RPG game when it first did come out, but just the combat's kind of clunky. But of course, it's an older game, so we're not going to complain too much about it. We're just going to try to enjoy it. So we're getting all kinds of level 9 and 10 weapons here. This is actually really, really good. All right, we need to disable this first torch.
Who are you? What's going on?
My name's Kate Bowman. I'm an engine. I was part of the team assigned to bring this asteroid to Terra Nova. We were attacked yesterday by Batarian extremists. I've been hiding since they arrived. I think they know the torch went out.
Why are they doing this?
I don't
Yeah, just being quiet here so you guys can hear the dialogue, hopefully.
on Terra Nova are going to die. If I find out anything, I've gotta go. Good luck.
All right, we can continue on. We've shut down one of the 3 torches. We got 2 more to go. There are a couple side quests here we can do too, but I don't know if I'm going to get into that. It just depends on how much time. I like to keep these videos not super long, but I know I run long on them sometimes, but I don't want to have to be like 2 hours.
Hey,
Oh, come on, man.
Oh God. I didn't mean to. Are you hurt?
you can't go firing your weapon at everything that moves. What the hell's wrong with you?
Sorry. I thought you were one of them.
Leave the fighting to me from now on. Commander Shepard, Systems Alliance.
Simon Atwell. I'm the chief engineer on this rock. Listen, we don't have much time. The Batarians fired up the fusion torches. You've got to shut them down before we hit Terra Nova. There are 4 million people down there, Shepard. My family. They live in Aronis. My kids and grandkids. Nice communities, good schools.
I don't have time to do the math in my head. What happens if we don't stop
I think we know how bad it's going to be, but we'll ask anyways.
Kilometers long, twice the size of the asteroid that wiped out the Earth's dinosaurs. It would be like millions of fusion bombs striking at once. Millions. The heat of the blast, 1,000 kilometers away, clothes will ignite. There'll be global wildfires. Air shock will flatten everything for hundreds of kilometers. Terra Nova will die, Shepard. Not just our colony, the planet. There'll be a climate shift, mass extinctions. The ecosystem won't recover for thousands of years. Millions, maybe.
What if it lands in the water? I think we know what happens
This
when
doesn't
it
make
lands in
any
the water.
sense.
If we've seen Deep Impact or Armageddon, it lands in the water, it's probably even worse.
I've heard all the stories. Slave rings ranching people like animals. Pirate bands burning colonies to the ground. But this is... The Citadel Convention.
All right, buddy, come on. You're kind of long-winded here. We got people to save.
Batarians everywhere, and I need to shut down all 3 torches. Anything else I should know?
One of the torches is
Time is wasted. Every minute we sit here talking, this asteroid gets closer to smashing into the planet. Actually, I do kind of wish this was timed. That would make it a little bit more intense if you had a timer you were working against. If you didn't,
You set them up.
if you didn't get it done in time, the whole planet just gets obliterated.
There are manual controls by the entrance to the torch facility inside the blast zone. You can disarm the caps there.
Now, oddly enough, it's kind of funny when you play this DLC. In the first Mass Effect game, this actually has more effect on Mass Effect 3 than any of the events in Mass Effect 2. It's kind of interesting. As I've gone through and played this, I've noticed there's a lot of stuff in Mass Effect, the first game, that seems to come back up in Mass Effect 3, a little bit more so than Mass Effect 2. Seeing in Mass Effect 2 is a little bit more linear. They just kind of wanted you to go through and get done with you needed to get done. It definitely didn't have the same RPG elements of the first game, but Mass Effect 2 is pretty awesome in its own right. This whole trilogy is just very good. I know a lot of people discount the first game a bit because it's more of the true RPG. Back when BioWare was making really, really great games, Knights of the Old Republic series, and they made Mass Effect. But a lot of the Mass Effect fans are more Mass Effect 2, Mass Effect 3 fans. And in fact, I see a lot of people saying, if you're coming into the Mass Effect games for the first time, you can skip this game, just go right into Mass Effect 2. I disagree personally. I wanted to experience the entire trilogy myself. I had a lot of people tell me, oh, just skip the first game and do the. They have like a little comic book in Mass Effect 2 that you can do, where it basically just connects the events, and you don't have to play the first game. And you keep checking this map. I have no idea where I'm going. Yeah, I'm going the wrong way. Let's see. We can set a waypoint here. There we go. That works. That'll be helpful. But yeah, I think you need to play it at least once. Now, it can take a while. It's a little bit tedious. There's a lot of side quests in this game. And the cool thing, though, about this Mass Effect is it definitely has, in my opinion, much better exploration than either 2 or 3. You can literally go to every single system on the galaxy map. And all of the planets, even if you can land on a couple of them in each system. You can't land on all of them, but even the planets that you can't land on, you can actually pull up a little information page. You can read all about them. It basically tells you all the information and whatnot. So there's actually quite a bit of detail that went into it, and it's pretty amazing how much work BioWare actually put into this trilogy as a whole. The first game is really a good indication of it, and it's also something you'll see in Mass Effect 2 and 3, is they basically, I guess, I don't know if they had a team of guys working on this. I'd imagine they'd almost have to. But they basically have every single planet that's in this game has a description. It has a description. It has, if you pull up a planet name, they made up all these random planets for all these different systems in the universe or in the galaxy. And you can actually read about the planet, what it's composed of, if it's been colonized, how big the colony is on the planet. And it's really kind of interesting how they went in and put all that detail into the game, even though it's not a playable piece of the game. It's really incredible for a game even back, as 2007, 2008, they were able to do that. And there's a lot of games today that struggle to get kind of that information in the lore. Now, this part was kind of annoying. This is one of the things I really didn't like about this DLC is you have this part here where there's landmines, actually, and if you go the wrong direction, you actually can blow yourself up. And there were guys shooting at me, so I'm trying to see where they are. Now you see the proximity detection will go up based on where you move, and if you get too close to the mines, it'll go up with the red. If that red goes all the way to the top, then it explodes, and you die. This is not going to be. You got guys shooting at us here. If we can get this freaking sniper to aim. And I've got explosive rounds on my sniper, so it basically just takes these guys out in one hit. Now, see, this is the problem here. It's like, it doesn't matter if you go that way. The thing goes up. Like I said, this was not one of my favorite parts. You literally, it's like I can't even go anywhere. If I go this way, it goes up. Like I'm just too close. Because there's one right there, but if I go over here... Okay, there we go. Just gotta move slowly. Move slowly. Gotta make sure this bus stays at 55 miles an hour. Oh, we got some more guys over here. Yeah, we take out 2 guys with 1 shot with the sniper. This thing is... And that one I shot him right between the legs. Come on. There we go. You don't really need to be accurate with explosive rounds because if they pretty much take out everything. You only get 1 shot, but they pretty much take out everything in the area. Alright, we can disarm these explosives so that we don't have to go through that same mess on the way back out. That's taken care of. Switch back to our pistol. And we'll get in here and shut down this 2nd torch. But yeah, this is a series, this game especially, I really do enjoy going back and playing these games. This game, I actually like playing the second and third game over again a little bit better because there's a little bit more replay value in those, given the amount of stuff you can do. This game, you were a little bit limited in your relationships and things like that, but the second and the third game in the trilogy, you really have a lot of options in terms of what you can do with different characters that are on your crew. This game, in terms of your romance, you were kind of limited. You know, between Liara and Caden and Ashley, you didn't get a whole lot of choices. Mass Effect 2, you get a lot more options. You get a little bit of a bigger crew. So definitely a little bit more variety there. But like I said, earlier, it's really just a great trilogy, any way you look at it. I like all three games. I know a lot of people, like I said before, prefer the second, Mass Effect 2, Mass Effect 3. I think the first game is definitely worth playing, and you're definitely doing yourself a disservice if you don't play the entire trilogy all the way through. Especially for the story, it's definitely makes the story a lot more enjoyable. Hey, you guys are shooting the ceiling. Let's see, where are those things at? There's one up there. I'm trying to get some biotics. I'm trying to think if I even have. Nope. We'll use sabotage. Yeah, it missed completely. That's the other thing about this game, that the powers were just so difficult. It was really difficult to try to use the powers effectively. And the grenades in this game are a joke. They're just really terrible. Alright, I think that's all of them. Alright, we take torch number 2. Alright, torch is disabled.
You've got to hurry. You really pissed them off. Their leader's setting charges everywhere. I think he's going to blow this whole facility.
Get away from there!
Don't shoot, please! No!
Who's shutting down the torches? I won't ask you again.
Ouch. The cold calculus of decision making in Mass Effect universe. There's always a tough decision that you have to make. Alright, let's go get that last torch shut off, then we're gonna go kick the crap out of these Batarians. There's the one species in this game, I don't know, for whatever reason, it's like they just don't have any redeeming qualities whatsoever in this game. They're just the vermin of the galaxy. They're always causing trouble, always doing terrorist stuff, always just making problems for everybody else. And they're very combative. Alright, so let's go back outside. Jump back in our trusty rusty Mako and we'll head on to torch number 3. And then we can hopefully after that we can get inside and finish up this mission. It's nice not having to worry about these explosives at this time. But yeah, pretty exciting. We got some Mass Effect news finally at E3. I've been waiting for a while to hear about Mass Effect 4, whatever it was going to be. They're calling it Mass Effect Andromeda, so that's going to be interesting to see what they do with the game. The trailer was really impressive. You know, they didn't really show any gameplay, but the trailer looked really good. And it showed a lot of the traditional classic Mass Effect stuff, the Omni Tool and the Omni Blade, and the armor looked pretty good. And it looks like it's going to be. I'm excited for it. I have to admit, I try not to get excited for games anymore, especially after a lot of letdowns and pre-orders and stuff like that in recent memory. But it is Mass Effect, and we've all been waiting for a Mass Effect game for a long time, ever since Mass Effect 3 was finished. Actually, we've just been waiting for some news on Mass Effect. We kind of had to know they were going to make another one because the series was just so successful. And it's going to be interesting to see what they do with it. Part of me, for a while, I thought, it might be good if they just don't make another Mass Effect game. Because in my opinion, the Mass Effect trilogy is probably one of the best gaming trilogies in general that's ever been made, in my opinion, of course. But and I was thinking, you don't want them to ruin it by making a fourth installment and basically just putting a sour taste in everybody's mouth about the entire series. So they have really big shoes to fill, that is for sure. The expectations are going to be super high for a Mass Effect Andromeda, and I'm sure BioWare can live up to that. They're actually one of the few companies I still have some faith in terms of making decent games. There's a lot of developers now who it's pretty clear that they just, a lot of the big developers just don't care about, making good games anymore. They're all about making the money pit for the gamers to fall into. But BioWare seems to do a pretty good job, even though they are still with EA. It seems like EA is at least smart enough to let BioWare kind of do their own thing. This one? Oh, there's a gun over here. Okay. But they seem to, unlike Activision, who seems to micromanage every single company every single developer that's under them. And really, they want to put their fingers in everything, put their fingers in the pie, so to speak, and do things the way they want to do with their developers. They really seem to micromanage their developers and make them put all this crazy stuff in the games or limit what they can put in the games. But it seems like at least with BioWare, EA is smart enough to say, okay, you guys pretty much know what you're doing, so we're going to let you just have at it. And it's kind of interesting because this first Mass Effect game, this was actually published by Microsoft Studios. And then BioWare went with EA, of course. But it's very interesting to see that it's kind of, you can definitely tell when you first play Mass Effect 2, you can definitely tell some of the differences right away. Of course, there's quite a bit of DLC with Mass Effect 2. And there's some microtransactions and things in the game. And you could also feel the game was made a lot more linear. They took a lot of the role-playing game elements out of it. You still have the decision-making stuff and things like that, but for the most part, Mass Effect 2 is a lot more linear and a lot more simplistic. And of course, there were some great and some really good improvements too. Mass Effect 2 is actually, it's weird. I always debate with myself about this. Like, Mass Effect 2 is it the best game in the series? Is this game the best game in the series? I constantly am trying to determine, which one is my favorite. Is it the first game or is it the second game? Mass Effect 3 is a great game, don't get me wrong, but in terms of the overall trilogy, Mass Effect 3 had a lot of problems for me, and especially with the way the endings were at first. And so for that reason, I always talk about Mass Effect 3 as being behind the other two games. How did I fail that? I hit the right one. I guess we'll have to override it. That's okay. It's not like I need any of this stuff. But yeah, the first game, I love the first game because of the RPG elements of it. I'm a big role-playing game fan. Going back to actually my first RPG, I think, was on the NES. It was Dragon Warrior, and it was really funny. I still remember this. I was in like second grade, and I think I won the spelling bee because that's back when you had spelling class. And I won. Actually, we had a spelling bee like every month in our class, and I won the spelling bee one month. So I was like, my parents were like, okay, that's your prize for winning the spelling bee. Is we'll let you get a video game. And at the time, we had the NES at the time. That's dating myself a little bit, but my parents actually played it more than I did. I remember they bought it, and it's kind of funny because that's when your parents like don't play video games. You can't play, and then they sit there and play it more than you do. It's kind of funny. But they played Tetris and Mario the first Super Mario Brothers. And I had a couple of games. I think I had Ninja Turtles, Top Gun, and I had Dragon Warrior. Was actually I just kind of bought it on a whim. I think there was an article on Nintendo Power about it, or there was a strategy guide for it, and I said, "Oh, this looks kind of cool. There's armor and monsters and stuff." And so that was my first taste of role-playing game. Was Dragon Warrior for the NES, and I remember it took me forever to beat that game.
This doesn't have to end in bloodshed.
What we got here? We got.
Don't come any closer. We can do this the hard way, or we can end this peacefully.
I didn't think you Batarians knew the meaning of
We have a
the
little
word.
conversation here with some Batarians.
My job here. Hijacking this rock wasn't my idea.
Having second thoughts, huh, guys?
Slave grab, nothing more.
This isn't just a slave grab anymore. Millions of people are gonna die.
Don't you think I know that? I'm just following orders here. If it were up to me, we'd have already left.
Well, it's not too late. You can still leave.
I don't think so. Bollock would skin me alive and sell my hide out of spite. Crazy bastard. This whole mission's gone to hell and I'm gonna pay for it.
So why do you listen to him?
Good question. I had a bad feeling about this from the moment we landed. Now Bollock wants you dead. And what Bollock wants, Bollock gets. I can't change that.
Let's see. Let's go with I guess we'll go with the charm option here.
Get me out of here and I'll take care of Balak. Then you can start giving the orders.
Huh. An interesting proposal. It certainly has benefits over the current situation. Shut it down. This is Balak's problem now. I hope you're as quick with a gun as you are with your promises, for both our sakes.
Balak's a dead man. And if I ever see you in human territory again, so are you. Understand?
Perfectly. Alex, hold up in the main facility. You'll need this to get in. Don't underestimate him. He's a mean bastard. Let's go. We're getting off this rock.
All right, that's settled. We got some Paragon points. I usually played the first game through mostly Paragon. I still need to go through and do, and I may actually do videos on this. I'm going to do, basically it's going to be called Commander Shepard is a Dick series. Because I still need to go through, there's an achievement for getting like 75% Renegade points in the first game. And I cannot come close to that ever. So I'm just going to go through and play it one whole time where I'm just a complete jackass to everybody. And I pick Renegade options for everything and see if I can get that achievement on this game. Because for the most part, it's kind of funny, like with the Mass Effect games, I always tried to play through these somewhat similar to the decisions I think I would make if I was in the same situation in real life. And that's kind of the fun part about this game. It gives you those options. Or if you want, you can completely just, you know, be a jerk or just just do whatever. But definitely, it's kind of weird. I noticed as I played through, because I played through this trilogy a few times. And I noticed I play the first game usually pretty much, you know, I try to be a good guy and help everybody out. It's like, you know, you don't know any better. And then the second game, I tend to be more of a mixture of Paragon and Renegade. It's kind of interesting because in the second game, it's kind of weird because it kind of mirrors life in a way, at least in my experience. You know, your first, kind of reminds me of when I first went off to college, and I was a very trusting, very helpful person with a lot of people, and had a ton of friends, and, you know, would do anything for them, and that's kind of how I played the first Mass Effect. It's like, okay, these are all my buddies, you know, I'm going to do everything for the Alliance and everything for my friends and all this. And then as you learn about life, and you learn about how people screw you over, and just how life can suck sometimes, you know, then it becomes more about you take care of yourself and those select few people. So I would, that's how I went through Mass Effect 2, is basically, these are my, you know, couple of teammates that are still with me. I don't trust Cerberus, and you play Mass Effect 2 as more of a hard ass, I guess is how it is. And that's kind of how it's interesting, because that kind of mirrored how I grew up when I went to college and started to finally figure out how the real world worked. Is I became a little bit less trusting of people, and, you know, not going to say selfishly, but looked out for myself and my select close friends a lot more than I did for, you know, I was a lot less gullible and a lot less tolerant of bullshit, I guess is what I should say. And that's kind of how I played the second Mass Effect. It's like, you know, you actually get killed at the beginning, and then they bring you back to life, and it's like you're working for Cerberus, who you can't trust, and the Alliance has pretty much left you for dead, which sucks because you're supposedly their big hero, and then they're like, oh well, we just ditched you. They don't offer you any support, and all your old teammates are gone for the most part. Um, Ashley or Caden, whoever survived, is giving you crap about, you work for Cerberus, I can't trust you now, and it seems like all your old friends are kind of like they left, and you do get to go through and pick up some of your old teammates like Garrus and Tally, and that's pretty cool. But I definitely played the second game a little bit more hardcore. I took a whole lot less crap from people, and it was kind of fun. My favorite, I think there's a few parts that are great of Mass Effect 2. Some of the Renegade options, like there's the one where I believe you're in, oh God, I can't remember the city. It's the Asari planet you're on, and you're trying to go up to the skyscrapers. And it's just funny because there's this guy who he basically is like talking all this trash, and you can basically just kick him out of a window, and it's pretty hilarious. And that was a lot of fun. And but my favorite though is when you're on Tuchanka, there's this Krogan guy, and he's basically giving you all this crap. You run across this villain, and he's like, oh, I'm gonna kill you, and he starts monologuing. So in the middle of his monologue, you can actually shoot this gas tank that's underneath him as the Renegade option. And it's like, you shoot this gas tank, and it starts to hiss, and he like starts mocking you. He's like, oh, look at the stupid human, he can't even, aim properly. And then he realizes you shot the gas tank, and before he can do anything, the gas tank blows up and basically kills him and all the guys that were standing there with him. So it's pretty cool. There's a lot of fun stuff. I kind of remember Mass Effect 2. It's like Steven Seagal in Hard to Kill. You're just basically out. You're not taking any crap from anybody. You're going to just get revenge on the entire universe. So really cool how you can play the game in all those different ways. And then, of course, Mass Effect 3 comes, and you're back to basically, I don't know what I just got hit with there. I think that was biotics or something. Who knows? I'm kind of just playing here willy-nilly, just running around, not really paying attention. Because when you have your level 50 plus gear and you're going back and playing the game a second time, you're kind of, for the most part, pretty indestructible. I think there's a guy hiding in here, so we're just going to shoot this. Yep, there's a guy back there. It's a stupid drone hiding across the screen there. Maxed out pistol accuracy, and I still can't hit this guy. Okay, there we go.
Charging up.
Alright, now I gotta remember where to go here.
Negative contacts, Commander.
Alright, here we go.
You're almost more trouble than you're worth.
Let the hostages go, and maybe you'll live long enough to explain yourself to the council.
I don't answer to the council. Or to you. I'm leaving this asteroid. If you try to stop me, I'll detonate these charges, and your helper and her friends are all going to die.
You don't get to leave, Balak. Not after what you've done.
What I've done, this is nothing compared to what's been done to the Batarians. We've been forced into exile, forced to survive under
So basically the Batarians are a little bitter about some things.
decades.
Yeah, we're gonna incite this guy a little bit.
Party here. You brought it upon yourselves.
Really? You invaded our space, took our resources, and when we asked the council for aid, they brushed us off.
Now, interestingly enough, this guy, depending on what you do here, this has an effect on a scene in Mass Effect 3.
The council knew that, but it didn't matter. It was you. You and your kind are the only reason we're in this position.
How does killing innocent people make up for that?
We had no other options. Sometimes you need to get someone's attention before they'll listen.
Is that what Elysium was? A way to get our attention? Well, you got it. And when we responded, you ran like cowards. Now you want to start it all over again.
Enough! You couldn't possibly understand. Actually, you just don't want to understand, and I'm done wasting my breath. Now, if you want your friends to live, I suggest you step aside.
So you get this choice here. You can either attack him and kill him here, or you can let him go and save the hostages. If you do attack him, the bomb will explode and basically kill all the hostages. That's the renegade option. I usually go with this one here.
But this isn't over. I'll
And
find
if you
you
let
there.
this guy live, he actually will show up in Mass Effect 3.
I made sure you won't follow me
And
today.
it's funny because he changes sides and he sides with you and gives you the rest of the Batarian fleet as part of a war asset. But if you kill him, of course, he's not there to do that anymore. So, all right. So now I gotta find the bombs, and I honestly don't remember where half these things are. It looks like they gave me 10 minutes, so that's. Oh, there's still guys shooting at me. All right. Well, that was quick. We got one down already. We left all these drones in here. That's not fair. There's one down there. Okay, how do I get down here? This is... There we go. Alright, 2 down, 1 more to go. One more bomb, one more bomb. I think it's in here. Maybe. This could be upstairs. Guys, you can't shoot through the windows. All right. All demolition charges been deactivated. Okie dokie.
He left. Is that all right?
Letting him go was better than the alternative. I thought you were going to stay someplace safe.
There might have been something I could have done to help. I thought I should be here. I know this asteroid better than anyone. You did it. Another hour and our course would have been irreversible.
All right, looks like we were able to divert the asteroid, so we have saved the day.
Densely populated region.
And we will not have to relive Deep Impact.
But that's not going to happen, thanks to you. Is Katie in here? Is she all right? Is her team?
Balak was holding them hostage. I let him go to save them.
Let a terrorist go or sacrifice innocent lives. I'm glad that's not a choice I had to make. Is that... Will you get in trouble for that? I mean, he could do the same thing somewhere else, couldn't he?
The Alliance has a whole navy full of people like me, waiting to take him down. We'll be watching.
Shepard, thank you for my grandchildren's lives. I don't think I'll stick around, though.
I mean, really, dude, to save the day, we saved the millions of people from dying from the asteroid. You're worried about this one Batarian guy.
I'd like to offer you
Don't worry, we'll get him later.
As lead engineer, I get some quality items.
I think in Mass Effect 3 you have the chance of... You could try to kill him. Or you could try to... See, can I pause here? I can't. I don't remember what kind. He's got... You actually get some really good armor here, depending on what you pick. I'm trying to remember. I think I can only use medium armor. Let's just go with medium
The
armor.
medium armor sounds like a good bet.
I hope you get good use out of it.
Take
All
care
right,
of
we didn't
yourself.
do the 3 engineers, so we're not gonna talk to him about that. Colossus 9. See if we can actually use that. We got a whole bunch of stuff here. So that's the one we just picked up. It's got better damage protection. Let's see. Let's preview. Oh man, it looks like crap. All right, we'll just keep the regular armor we've got then. Let the hostages go here.
I can't believe you let Balak go. To save us. I half expected you to just let us die. Sacrifice the few for the many.
Then I'd be no better than the Batarians. Besides, Balak won't get away with this. I know who he is now. He can't run forever.
You sound like my brother. He was always so stubborn, but always willing to do the right thing, no matter what.
I wish I could have saved him, too.
It's not your fault. You did what you could. At least Aaron died in a place he loved. He was the one who convinced me to join the team here. Said it would be an adventure. I don't mean to sound ungrateful, but I should see to Aaron.
I understand. You've been through enough today. I'll get out of your way.
Thank you. Oh, I don't even know your name.
Shepard. Commander Shepard.
Thank you, Commander Shepard. You're not exactly what I expected, but thank you.
I'll get out of your way.
And I think they wind up building a monument for you at the asteroid later on in Mass Effect 2. Alright, we got level up. We got that done. Now we just have to figure out how to get out of here. And get back to the ship. Let's see, we got the squad here. We got one squad point. Let's see. Let's go with Intimidate. Alright guys, well that is going to about do it for me. Hope you guys enjoyed this old school gaming Friday as we revisited Mass Effect for a little bit and played the Bring Down the Sky DLC. You can see it took a little bit under an hour to get done, and I didn't even do all of it, so there's a little bit more you can do. You can explore the asteroid a little bit more. There's a couple of other missions you can pick up. You can recover the remains of those 3 engineers for a little bit more experience and some other stuff. So, but overall, that's pretty much it. It was a nice little piece of DLC they brought out here. Of course, like I said, it's back in like 2007, 2008. So back before DLC was a big deal, and they spent a pretty good amount of time on it and made sure it was pretty good before they sold it. So anyways, guys, that's been Bring Down the Sky Mass Effect, the original Mass Effect DLC. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope you guys are having a great Friday. You're ready for a fun weekend. Like I said, if you're in the U.S. this weekend, it's 4th of July, so hopefully you guys have the day off today and got some barbecue plans and fireworks and all kinds of stuff set up for the weekend. So anyways, guys, that's going to do it for me. Hope you enjoyed the video. Thanks again for watching, and I'll see you again next time.